Hello and welcome to a Homespun house. My name is Molly and I am greeting you from a very, very gray day here in Berlin, Germany. And this is a knitting podcast, so thank you so much for joining me. I have been working on some really, really fun projects. One in particular has made my heart flutter, honestly, with every stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that project first. That is Danny of the Little Bobbins sending me a voice message. So everybody, hello Danny. Sorry about that. So this, she has completely thrown me off. This project is one that I just adore, and this project is being held in, this is currently my favorite project bag. I adore this project bag. It was made by Amber, who has the Simple Love Made shop, and her forte is patchwork, 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 patchwork. She makes the most appealingly, they're just gorgeous project bags, and I love the different colors that she throws together, the different themes. And this one was made especially for me, so I love it. This is the front, and this is the back, and she sells these in her shop. She has this really beautiful wooden label. And then the inside is this really pretty gray lining. And it's quilted, the front is. So it's a drawstring. I really, really like drawstring for smaller bags. I like them for, I like zippered bags as well, but drawstrings are really, really wonderful too. So, what am I making with this? I finished the Barley, which is a colorway of mine, of a Homespun House's pullover that I had been knitting. And that was a DK weight pullover, and I loved knitting it. I seriously wear that probably every third day of the week over my clothes. It's somewhere between 10-14 degrees Celsius outside lately. We have a completely rain-filled day today, and our house is about 20 degrees Celsius inside is what we keep it. So I really wanted to cast on another DK weight pullover. My Barley pullover was knit in my 100% non-superwash merino base, which was formerly known as Dale. Now it's just non-superwash merino. And this one I wanted to try my soft sock DK weight yarn, and I love it. So anyway, I am knitting the Ziri cardigan actually, and I am knitting it as a pullover. So this pattern is not written to be a pullover. I've just adjusted the pattern, and it's been so easy. I basically have just taken out the first stitches that help you create the button band. If you were to be knitting the cardigan, the button band would later be picked up, but it's been really, really easy to work up as a sweater. So anyway, the Ziri cardigan is designed by Linnea Öhman, and it's beautiful. I printed this as a booklet, my pattern. I really prefer to print my patterns that way lately. They fit into my project bag really nicely, and I don't think you're going to be able to see a good representation of the pullover, or of the cardigan rather, but that's the way that it looks. I hope that you can see it a little bit. You can definitely go and have a look on Ravelry. So the first time that I saw this, I kind of told the story a little bit last time, was at the the first Berlin yarn crawl that I attended with the Wool Club, who was Verena, and Hannah-Lisa, and who was Hannah on board. And we all fell in love with it, and we are all currently knitting it. So that's a lot of fun to kind of share pictures back and forth, and yeah, so it is a lot of fun to knit. This pullover is almost all twisted stitches, which I've never done, but goodness, it is so enjoyable. Now I definitely, especially when I started knitting the pullover, so it's knitted top down. This is the neck right here. I'm knitting the smallest size, and I have a really sweet little Simple Love progress keeper here. I know in the past she was sending these out with each order. I don't know if she still does that. Maybe Amber, you can comment below or let me know if you still send those out with each order. And then, I know it's only October, but I already have Christmas on the brain. I already have this wreath stitch marker, and this was from Andy of Andre Sunitz when she was selling them in her shop. I love these enamel, or not enamel, they're clay basically, progress keepers. They're absolutely stunning. They're some of my favorites. I have a little Christmas package that Andy sent me. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost finished with the first chart, and it is so squishy. I love the way this color is knitting up. This is a newer tonal in a Homespun House shop. It's called Water Reservoir, and there's currently some in the shop on Soft Sock, and I do have some on DK. So I love it. I love it. I can't wait for it to be finished. I'm enjoying every single stitch. I did go ahead and cast on the neck with a tubular cast on, which just makes for such a nice, stretchy, easy cast on. So, well, I guess it's kind of hard to see, but it's not going to be that big of a neck, which I prefer. Definitely not a boat neck. So just a simple, easy slipping on pullover, which I really prefer. So that would be really nice to maybe wear a collared shirt underneath. Oh no, I have lost some stitches along the way, so I better pick those up. That is not good, especially with all of these twisted stitches. Trying to re-pick them up. I did make a mistake. I had an appointment yesterday, and I took this out, really happy to have it along, and on the train ride home, I knit it during my appointment. And on the train ride home, I started knitting, and I know that I shouldn't knit on the train because I always mess up, and I was probably 10 stitches in and looked down and saw my mistake right away, which is really nice about this pattern, especially once you get 5 to 10 centimeters in, because you can really read the knitting very easily. So it is, as long as you're watching each row after you knit it, it's very easy to see if you've made a mistake. Now ripping back, of course, isn't fun, but at least you know it one row after, like I said, as long as you're looking. So I know last week I said that I didn't have the brain space to knit anything complicated. And I wouldn't say that that's complicated, but I didn't have the brain space to knit anything where I had to think. I just kind of wanted to knit socks, and that's kind of it. Socks, maybe work on my crochet, granny stripe blanket, just some things that I didn't really want to think about. But this pullover has just been so therapeutic, so much fun, and just incredibly satisfying to knit on, to look at. I recommend that pattern for anybody. It looks beautiful, and like I said, it's really easy to work up as a pullover. No problem. I think anybody could create that into a pullover. So the next thing is something that I finished, and I finished these a little while ago. And this is my socks that I was knitting. So this yarn is sold at River City Yarns, and this is Adam and Eve, and this is their Maria colorway. It's an 81 910 merino cashmere nylon, and I finished my socks. So these are still in the bag. Thought I would keep them in here until I showed them to you guys. This is how they turned out. I love them. They are nice and thick. Really, really, really nice material. Soft, squishy. I'm really happy I decided to knit the legs a little bit longer. And I love these socks. I love the yarn so much that I decided to go ahead and cast on a pair of tube socks for Ruby. So I'm a little bummed. I'm not sure, but I stopped knitting these maybe a week ago because I think they're too thin. Maybe I should try them on her feet, because now that I look at them, I think that they might not be. So, and I just didn't want the stitches to be so tight. That just, I don't know, it doesn't look so nice. So this is how much yarn I have left. I definitely have enough to knit 2 tube socks and then something fun with it. Somebody commented yesterday under one of my videos, and they said that they would love to see me knitting more little things like bunny nuggets and birds of happiness, which is funny because just yesterday I was thinking that I wanted to start knitting a couple more of those. And it seems like once the holiday season starts coming, or once we get into the 4th quarter of the year, that's when I really crave making those little fun ornamental, we could call them, knits. Speaking of ornamental, Amber from the Simple Love podcast and I are doing an ornament-along in 2017. I'm really excited. So it will run from January to December, and it will just be creating an ornament every single month leading up until Christmas of 2017, and having a really fun box to store them, kind of like Kristen from Wool and Vine, her box of socks, but it will just be an ornament-along, so I think that will be super fun. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about these. I don't know why I knit so far along and didn't try them on, but I'll have to try those on Rubes, my daughter Ruby, after the podcast, just to see. Alright. It's really nice. Elodie has been asking me, the last 3 days, I would say, she has put on her wool socks every single day since coming home from Kita, which has been really strange because Elodie is such a warm girl that she just doesn't really like any sort of wool on her. She really likes thin cotton, natural clothing. But lately she's just really been into the wool socks. I think it has a little bit to do with her wanting to be an ice skater. She just got some rollerblades and she is obsessed. She's 4 years old, but she took to them so quickly. Yeah, she can already rollerblade pretty well. So that's really nice. Sometimes she rollerblades inside of the flat, but she also wants to be an ice skater. And so she likes to kind of skate around and slide around on her wool socks inside of the flat on the wooden floors. So we're going to pick out some yarn. I'm thinking the next socks that I cast on will be in a new colorway that I dye called Twinkle Puff. I adore this colorway. I think it is so sweet. Somebody on Instagram asked me how I came up with the name, and I seriously looked at the skein of yarn and thought, what would you like to be? And I swear it screamed Twinkle Puff at me. So this is Twinkle Puff. I have some in the shop on Plump Merino and BFL, and I think I might knit hers in BFL. Mainly because I would really like to try out that base. And I like that it's a little bit plumper. But I don't know. I don't know how she would do with the BFL sock. If she would complain about it being too itchy. I would not be a fan if I knit that and then she complained that it was too itchy. So those socks have been a lot of fun to knit, and I don't know why. I finished those socks maybe 2 weeks ago and I never wound up yarn. I never cast on another pair of socks. So I'm just not in a sock groove really lately. Another thing that I've really been working on and just having a lot of fun working on is my alpine shawl. And this is a pattern of mine that hasn't come out yet. So I'm knitting this in my Bohemian and my Sprinkles colorway, Homespun House yarn. And in the last podcast I said that if I were to reknit this shawl, I would not use these colors again. I've completely changed my mind. I really like these colors. And the funny thing is I just bought a jacket 3 days ago, and it is kind of this mauvey purple color. So I feel like this will go perfect with my new coat. So right now I just have this section to do. I'm about 2/3 into it, and then I have a pine tree lace panel to do. So I still have a bit more work to do on this. It takes up quite a bit of yarn. I would say about 650 to 700 meters of yarn. So it's definitely a larger shawl, but it is so mindless. So again, another very, very therapeutic knit in the mindless sense. And I just adore this Dale base. I love it so much. The non-superwash merino is just so squishy and so fantastic. This yarn will be in the shop soon. I will have more of it. I'm just having it all reskeined for me at the mill. So I would say 2 weeks. I was supposed to get it last week, but it's taking a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying knitting on that. The next thing that I have been working on is my crochet blanket. I wonder if I've done a lot of this since we last spoke. I don't think I have. This is where my progress keeper is, but I feel like that's where it was the last time that we spoke. Because I'm pretty sure that I talked about how I wound up all of my minis from Simple Love and added them to my blanket. I have no idea. Isn't it crazy that 3 weeks can go by and you cannot remember if you've worked on something? But maybe I have. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe this is how much I've worked on. Maybe I've worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. I have no idea. But this is my granny stripe blanket. I absolutely love it. I know Tracy and Jody in their last podcast, or a couple of podcasts ago, Jody really did not want a blanket that has like holes in it. But because this is crocheted on fingering weight yarn, the holes are so small. Like, it's fingering weight yarn. It is, I'm using quite a small crochet hook. Like, I wouldn't say these are dense at all. It's a very, very flowy blanket. But I'm the same way. I do not like a crocheted granny square, any sort of blanket that is really airy. I don't like the way it looks. I am not a fan. And that was a huge point for me when I was making this, that I wanted to do a very, very fine gauge, very minimal, holy blanket. And I love it. I love this. I don't think I will stop loving it. It's just a lot of fun. I don't know when I'll pick up my Cozy Memories blanket again. Maybe now that it's getting quite cool. We definitely snuggle under it. Robert and I can both fit under the Cozy Memories blanket right now. Just from our feet kind of up to our waists, we can. So we're using it. I don't know when I'll be able to pick it up. I'll probably keep it on my lap and then knit with it on my lap or something. I don't know. So that is the knitting that I've worked on in the last couple of weeks. Elodie has finished her embroidery. So quite a long time ago I showed you this embroidery piece that Elodie was working on. So she wrote out her name, and well, this needs to be ironed off. It's one of those pens that you write with and heat takes it away. So Elodie, and she desperately wanted this last E in the glitter yarn that she helped dye. Well, the Stellina pink yarn that she dyed up quite a while ago. It's sitting on my shelf over there, which is why I'm looking over there. I made Elodie some leg warmers out of it that she wears sometimes, and right now they're in her ballet bag because she's taking a ballet class outside of Kita, so that's a lot of fun. And they're in her bag for when it gets cool, for her to be able to wear in class. So she finished that, and I love it. I have decided that I'm going to have Elodie do 2 other pieces, and I had thought that I'll have her do them on linen. This one is on a very fine Aida cloth, but I definitely want, or maybe I'll have her do it on the same so that it's more cohesive. Linen would have been nicer, but she would have had too hard of a time learning on the linen, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it would have been easier, to be honest, come to think of it. I bet it would have been easier, because it's easier to poke your needle wherever you want. Anyway, I would like to make a mini quilt. I really would love to have one that's maybe this wide, this long, and I would love to hang it somewhere in my office and just have it be something really special. So I think I'll have 3 panels on it, one with the name that she embroidered, and then I thought about doing 2 other ones. 2 other ones, and they would be drawings. So I thought I would have her draw them, and then she would embroider them, which would be quite, I feel like that would be quite intricate for her to do. She was just in my office the other day and she drew this picture. Hilarious. So I have it hanging on my wall. I kind of move them in and out daily because she draws daily of little drawings. They're just funny, cute little drawings. That was a Ferris wheel, by the way. It was at a theme park. She came up with that in her mind. So I thought it would be fun to have these little panels of these little drawings and then have her embroider them, but I think that would be way too intricate for her to do right now. So then I thought, okay, I would embroider them. But then I was talking with Danny and she said, or you could just have her draw them with fabric pens and have that be a piece on the quilt. And I really like that idea too, because then they are completely hers. You know, she really did those pieces, and it's not that she drew it and then I embroidered over it. I think that would look really, really nice, but would it be as special if I had embroidered over her drawings? You know what I mean? I'm not really sure what I think about that. I really, really like the idea of drawing with the fabric pens as well. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I could also have her draw some simple things, like maybe just one person, or draw a heart balloon, because she draws heart balloons on everything. She just draws little hearts with little squiggly lines that are a bunch of balloons, which could also look really cute. But I kind of don't necessarily want to tell her what to draw. I would like more to tell her my idea for the quilt and then say to draw something really special and then have her decide that. So I'm thinking that the fabric pens probably makes for the best idea. And then I'll probably have her pick out some fabrics for me to add in little patchwork pieces around the quilt. And I'll probably do some sort of cool quilt as you go method for that. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I also have wound up some yarn, some red. These are Homespun House yarns. And then some cream yarn. This is buttermilk colorway. I have here on my tongue, thank you. This is the buttermilk colorway. This one is in the shop. I think that's just in the shop on Singles. And I'm going to knit up and design some little Christmas ornaments, which I'm really excited about. I already have them in my mind. They will be quick, fun, easy knit up things. So I'm really looking forward to that. Some other things that I have in the shop are, or actually I'll show you guys the last and final installation of the Harry Potter Club. So here it is. This is how it looks. This is on the soft sock base. All of the yarns for the Harry Potter Sucre Sucre Miniatures Club were dyed up on the soft sock base. And this one is called Weekends at Hogsmeade. And I feel like this one is such a special one. Hogsmeade is just, I feel like, such a special place for Harry and his friends. They go there and they get away and they just relax, kick back, and have fun. And I also thought about Fred and George's shop and just all of the autumnal colors and also the fun and vibrant colors. So this is Weekends at Hogsmeade. And then with it came, well, that's probably kind of hard to see. Let me see. I have two charms that I kept for myself. Here's one. A little thing of butterbeer. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but they turned out so wonderfully. Chelsea did such a great job from Sucre Sucre Miniatures. So maybe you can see it better in there. Anyway, so now this month, October through December, we have our Sucre Sucre at Homespun House Tim Burton Yarn and Charm Club. The yarn's dyed up, the charms are all packaged, and those should go out in the mail on Thursday. So I'm very excited about that. The first installation is awesome. It's wonderful. I hope you guys all like it. We also teamed up for December. We're doing a December holiday yarn and charm club. I think there are maybe 10 more spots in there. And we're going to do Harry Potter Club again, January through March. So that would be really, really exciting. And all of these clubs will never, ever, ever be released outside of the clubs. I do not release any colorways after clubs are finished. That's it. I also did a massive Homespun House advent calendar project, just with a Homespun House. There's no Sucre Sucre Miniatures charm in there. But those spots were filled so quickly. I got myself in so deep. But I had so much fun. I've already dyed up the yarn. There are 24 mini skeins. All of them are one-of-a-kinds. Every person gets the same one. I think I had about 1,000 mini skeins to wind myself. So those are all 10-gram mini skeins, wound by me. I had to take a little break. My wrist was crazy hurting last week. But they have been so much fun. It was so much fun to dye 24 brand new, never before made colors. I did 12 any day colors and then 12 holiday themed colors. I cannot wait to send those out and for you guys to get those, because you guys will love them. So some other things I have in the shop are Twinkle Puff, like I said. I have some in bloom on cashmere. This is 20% cashmere. It's merino cashmere base. There's some nylon in there as well. I have some Night Owl. Berlin Sunrise. And then a lot of really pretty autumnal tonals that I've been dyeing up. Right now, Danny and I are doing a little knit along with this colorway, which is called Burberry's. I have this on DK and fingering weight, soft sock. Ash, barley, petal. These colors all look amazing together. And like I said, I do have these on DK weight. I have some fog on DK weight as well. This is Water Reservoir. This is the colorway that I'm knitting my pullover with. And here you can see some sneak peeks at some special holiday colorways that haven't been in the shop yet. They're just kind of being tested out. There's a lot more other stuff in the shop. Lots of tweed. There's some more pumpkin spice in there on, I think, 3 separate bases. A lot of stuff other than what I've shown you. That was just kind of what I wanted to grab really quick. So I've been having a lot of fun. Lots of fun dyeing, lots of fun knitting. There's Germany plays soccer tonight. I'm going to knit like a mad woman on my Ziri pullover. Because I'm having, as I said, so much fun knitting on it. And I'm so excited. I'm really, really looking forward to it. My parents come. I haven't even told you guys this. My parents come on Friday. They will be here for 2 weeks. So that is really exciting. It will be crazy to work very, very little while they're here. House news, we've heard nothing. And I know that's crazy because I podcasted 3 weeks ago and I said we were supposed to know by the end of that week. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'm just going to get irritated. It seems like every week we were promised to hear the news of whether we could have it or not, and we still haven't heard. We were told no doubt we would find out yesterday, like 100%. I'm so sorry. I will definitely let you know on Monday. We were never called. We were never anything. So we are just beyond frustrated at this point. Just wanting to hear something, you know. I just feel like the man who is in charge of the financing of our house is just very... I feel offended by him in his lack of communication with us. So, yeah. But however, I don't feel down. I feel like I've had a really, really awesome week. I'm in a crazy good mood today. It was a really gray day, but also a very, very rainy day and an extremely productive day. I'm really, really happy that I was able to talk with you guys before my parents come because I know that it wouldn't happen otherwise. So I can't believe that when they leave, it's Halloween and then November, which means Elodie's birthday. She'll be 5 years old. So exciting. She's so excited about it. I feel like I could go on just blabbering forever right now about totally random stuff. But I will save you guys that. So I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And pay attention to Instagram because if we get the house, I will definitely be letting you guys know. So have a wonderful week. Talk to you later. Bye.